Aloha. This is Mayor Derek Kawakami, Mayor of the County of Kauai. On behalf of the County of Kauai, all of our people, we do want to say happy Hanamatsuri week and happy Buddha Day. So we have a proclamation to celebrate one of our momentous occasions, and one of the best things about being from Kauai and being Kauai is our embracement of different cultures and our inclusivity. And one of the very most important cultures that we do celebrate is, of course, Buddha Day. Whereas the birth of Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, is celebrated annually on April 8th. And whereas Buddhism is one of the world's major religions and has played an important role in the history of Hawaii and the island of Kauai. And whereas the teachings of Buddhism reveal spiritual paths to lasting happiness and enlightenment, and the way of Buddha is simply to stay present. And whereas the Kauai Buddhist Council, in association with all the Buddhist temples on the island, invites the public to a virtual service that commemorates and celebrates the Buddha's birth on Sunday, April 11th, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. at Kauai Buddhist Council's YouTube channel. Now, therefore, I, Derek S.K. Kawakami, Mayor of the County of Kauai, State of Hawaii, do hereby proclaim the week of April 5th through April 11th, 2021 as Hanamatsuri Week and Buddha Day commemoration throughout the County of Kauai, and encourage the citizens of Kauai to participate in the online celebration of spring festivals and traditions of Hanamatsuri Week, and to recognize Buddhist wisdom whose essence is to awaken and to serve. Thank you so very much. Have a great Buddha Day, and let's celebrate Hanamatsuri Week.
Aloha Kauai. Welcome to the Kauai Buddhist Council's virtual Hanamatsuri Day service. Today we commemorate the birth of Prince Siddhartha Gautama, some 2,600 years ago, born to Queen Maya of the Chakra clan in the Lumbini Garden in what is present-day Tibet and Nepal. My name is Bryson Hirooka, member of Waimea Higashi Hongwanji, and the host temple of today's service. Please welcome us into your homes and your hearts as you learn about the birth of Prince Siddhartha Gautama and the start of the Buddhist religion. We would like to begin today's service with the opening aspiration by our Reverend Akiko Okada of the Higashi Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii and Waimea Higashi Hongwanji's Perdio resident minister.
May the infinite light of wisdom and compassion so shine within us that the errors and vanities of self may be dispelled. So shall we understand the chanting nature of existence and awaken into spiritual peace. Today, we decorated the altar which enshrines baby Buddha. we gather to observe the Kauai Buddhist Council Buddha Day service. The Buddha Day is the celebration of Buddha's birth. However, this is the celebration for our birth, and also this is an opportunity to find about the meaning of our birth and joy of our living. Let us reflect on the Buddha's life and his teachings in our own lives. On this celebration of the Buddha Day, may we reconfirm our commitment to listen ever more diligently to the teaching of Buddha.
Thank you, Reverend Okada. At this time, we will begin the tradition of pouring of sweet tea over the baby Buddha, as well as offering of flowers and incense done by our various temple representatives.
Haru kaze ga
The Vandana and Tisarana will be led by Reverend Shaku Kaufman of Lihue Hongwanji Mission, followed by the chanting of the sutra Kanmokuge, led by Bishop Kosen Ishikawa of Kapaa and Koloa Jodo Mission.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandavus, 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 namandavus.
仏説欲蔵功徳教漢目下
我今漢目少如来上智小目六十五辱出上より道小如来上心平時大小や本天上天霊よつ尊ガトマンリクドス水観欲如来上心我今漢目少如来
上智小言功徳十
道畜修上陸
道小如来上心慶州大小本や本
天上天下両属相
ガト根育の薬
三欲如来上心。
I shall prostrate on the numerous Buddhas.
The wonderful virtues and wisdom of the Buddhas.
shall enable all beings to cast off their defilements.
to be awakened to the absolute mind of the Buddha.
Thus, I bow in reverence to Shakyamuni Buddha,
to the greatest and the noblest among all men.
We now pour sweet tea of the greatest virtue
and extol the Buddha of absolute purity.
Today's Dharma speaker is the Reverend Stephen Toyoshima of Higashi Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii's Betsuin Temple. Reverend Toyoshima is a fourth-generation Yonsei, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. Please enjoy today's Dharma message.
Hi everyone, my name is Reverend Steve Toyoshima. I'm a minister at the Higashi Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii, located in Honolulu. I'm happy to be talking to you all today on the occasion of the Kauai Buddhist Council Hanamatsuri service. Even if we're not able to meet in person due to the pandemic, we have the opportunity to connect and communicate, fortunately, over great distances thanks to technology. In the over 2,500 years of Buddhist history, the teachings have spread throughout the world with the birth, enlightenment, and death of the historic Buddha Shakyamuni, celebrated by the many global Buddhist denominations. Japanese Buddhists celebrate the birthday on April 8th since the adoption of the Western calendar during the Meiji era. Prince Siddhartha was the only child of King Suddhodana and Queen Maya of the Shaka clan, born after 20 years of marriage. Queen Maya had become pregnant after having a strange dream about a six-tusked elephant entering her side. As was the tradition of the time, she was making the journey to her hometown to give birth to this long-awaited child, but he was born when she stopped to rest in Lumbini in modern-day Nepal. The heavens shook and a sweet rain fell from the sky as the baby Buddha was born from Queen Maya's right side as she reached to grab the branch of a nearby Asoka tree. The newborn took 7 steps, right hand pointing to the sky and left pointing to the earth, and declared, "Above and below the heavens, I alone am the world-honored one." During this, the Lumbini Gardens flowers bloomed and flowers fell from the sky, giving us the name Hanamatsuri, the Festival of Flowers. It may seem a little strange looking through the lens of 2021 to look at the story with a newborn walking and talking within moments of being born, not to mention the sweet rain falling from the sky. The story can be understood as an expression of the admiration carried by Buddhists and a metaphor for the joy that his parents felt at the birth of their first and only son. Though the Buddha would begin his teaching many years later, even the story of his birth becomes a way to explain Buddhism. Baby Siddhartha takes 7 steps to signify that he will find a way to be liberated from the 6 realms, representing the cycle of birth and death that is the everyday suffering that sentient beings experience. These are the realms of hell, wild beasts, hungry ghosts, fighting spirits, humans, and heavenly beings. His words of "above and below the heavens, I alone am the world-honored one" are not bragging. It is the cry of every child when we're born. The 3 treasures we recite each week begin with the words, "Difficult is it to receive life in human form, now we're living it." Being born as a human being is one of the many things in our lives that are totally out of our control. We do not get to choose where and when or to who we're born to. Each newborn represents a coming together of countless causes and conditions dating to the distant path that resulted in our birth. "I alone am the world-honored one" is a cry that all human beings share, no matter our social status or ethnicity. It is saying, difficult is it to receive life in human form, but now here I am. We share the same birth cry as that baby prince, and Shakyamuni's path is one that we can walk ourselves here and now. We may not have grown up in a palace, but like Siddhartha, we can become seekers, looking to see ourselves and the world around us clearly. We don't need to leave our families behind and spend 6 years in the wilderness undergoing harsh ascetic practices, as Siddhartha did. We can try to find the Lumbini garden. We can look to find the Bodhi tree in our own lives. Buddhism has persisted and spread throughout the world because it is a teaching that reaches us where we are right now. Like a physician, Shakyamuni's objective was to diagnose the cause of suffering and to prescribe a cure for it. For 45 years after his awakening under that tree, he traveled India, talking to people from every background. Using skillful means, he explained these universal truths of the workings of the universe and how to find peace of mind and meaning in our lives in talks that were tailored for the exact person listening to him at the time. These many teachings would form the backbone of many, many, many schools of Buddhism that emerged from wherever the teachings took root. Even though Siddhartha would find awakening years later as an adult, his origin story begins in that Lumbini garden. Hanamatsuri is our chance to follow Shakyamuni's story back to his beginning, in that scene of beautiful flowers and sweet rain. At our temples, we represent the six-tusked elephant from Queen Maya's dream as a white elephant. We decorate the altar with flowers and place a statue of the newborn prince pointing at the heavens and earth in a bowl filled with sweetened tea. As we pour the tea over the head to bathe the statue, we show our respect to the Buddha and express our joy at being able to listen to the teachings. These teachings are for looking inward to see our imperfections clearly, to awaken to the changing nature of the world around us and to the reality of the mutual connection between all of us that is more necessary than ever as we struggle to keep ourselves together during the difficult year plus spent inside due to the pandemic. We may not be able to gather like we did before spring of last year to study, listen, and eat together, but we can use the teachings passed down from our teachers, our parents and family, to process the grief, frustration, and the many other feelings that we've been experiencing. These teachings reach out through time and space, through the countless interconnected lives we live alongside, and tell us that it is difficult to receive life in human form, but now we're living it. It is difficult to encounter and hear the teachings, but now we hear them. If there is a time for us to find awakening, why not here and now? The importance of the Buddha's birth cry of "I alone am most noble," being one that is shared by all human beings, is something that is more important than ever with all of the division, with all of the animosity that is in the world today, in our country and abroad, the many ways that we try to separate ourselves from our fellow human beings, that we try to judge other people, and that we try to divide us all up into these little boxes. The truth is that we're all born as these newborns. We're all born like Shakyamuni, like Siddhartha was. That we're trying to cross these 6 difficult realms of existence, and we're trying to declare to the world, here I am, and that this being something that all human beings share, that we are living in this interconnected web where everybody affects everyone else. It's more important than ever for us to find ways to get along and to do our best to survive in this very difficult human life together. And I think that's as good a point as any to find connections between us human beings and to walk in the footsteps of Shakyamuni. And so during Hanamatsuri, we can try to find this beginning point for our own spiritual journeys, and that we can find fellowship and a new way of looking at the world together. So I would like to thank you folks so much for inviting me to speak to your for the Kauai Buddhist Council's Hanamatsuri service. Once again, I'm Reverend Steve Toyoshima from the Higashi Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening.
Reverend Miyako Majima of Kapaa Hongwanji Mission would like to do her rendition of the Gatha in Lumbini's garden. Following her presentation will be the closing benediction of today's service done by the Reverend Tomo Hojo of West Kauai Hongwanji Mission.
Softly blew the breeze on that glorious morn. In Lumbini's garden, where the Lord was born. From the earth sprung flowers, budding was song. While through earth and heaven, strains of music rung. Gods and men and angels, all for worship came. Glory to Lord Buddha, glory to his name.
Please put your hands together in Gassho as we conclude the 2021 Kauai Buddhist Council Hanamatsuri service this morning. May we pause a moment to pay homage to Shakyamuni Buddha. On this occasion, Hanamatsuri, celebrating the birth of the baby Buddha, we are reminded of the preciousness of each individual life that is sustained by infinite working of all others. With humility and gratitude in our hearts, may we rejoice in the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, who had later become the Buddha, the fully awakened one. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance.
On behalf of the various temples and organizations of the Kauai Buddhist Council, we would like to thank all of you for joining us today for our virtual Hanamatsuri Day service. If you'd like to make a donation to Kauai Buddhist Council, you may do so to the address listed below. Please visit our website, kauaibuddhistcouncil.org or kawaibondance.org for various temple activities and updates. During this pandemic, we ask that all of you please remain safe. Stay at home, wash your hands, continue to wear your mask, and continue to social distance as much as possible. We also like to give a great big thank you to our Honorable Mayor, Derek S. K. Kawakami, for providing the proclamation for Hanamatsuri Week. as well as presenting the various temples with the proclamation. Again, have a nice day, and thank you for joining us.
昔も